Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up? How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Welcome to another episode of Horrors Talk Wednesdays, everyone. Today's episode 67. Ghost Rider says, Yo, what's that H2 in the back? Yeah, that's that HSM. I forgot what it's called again, but it's that HSM Michael Myers mask. It's like a $500 what is it called? It's like a $500 mask that my brother got. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's the HSM2 something. But yeah, what's up, Ghost Rider? Alex Renee says SSSS. What's up, Alex Renee? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to another episode of Horror Talk Wednesdays. Today's episode 67, y'all. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up, everyone. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Let's get it up to 20, guys. Let's get it up to 20. Ghost Rider, please smash a thumbs up if you haven't. What's up? Apple Reiki says, Hey, Frank, I'm doing an Exorcist fan film called Exorcism. That's cool. That's cool, Apple Ricky. Glad to hear. Apple Ricky says, I finished the script and I'm playing the girl that gets possessed. That's awesome. That's awesome. What is it? Twisted Hans says, Damn, what's up, Twisted Hans? How you doing? How you doing, bro? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of Horror Talk Wednesdays. Today's episode 67. Please smash the thumbs up, Horror Hans. Please get us up to 12 so more people could join us here. Friend, Apple Ricky says, what did you think of The Exorcist when you first seen it? It was creepy. It was a really creepy movie. It was really, it was one of a kind at the time when it came out. There wasn't a lot of movies like that. So it was a real cool movie. Yeah, I love The Exorcist. The first one is the best one. Prentice says, what's up? Prentice says, it's Prentice. How you doing, Prentice? How you doing? We haven't seen you here on the channel in a while. I haven't seen you here in a bit. How you doing? Welcome to another episode of Horror Talk Wednesdays. Today's episode 67, man. Please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Prentice? Anyone who hasn't smashed the thumbs up, let's keep smashing it, guys. Let's keep smashing that thumbs up so more people could join us here. Let's get it up to 14. Let's get it up to 14, guys. We just need two more. Let's get it up to 14. Anyone that hasn't smashed it, let's keep smashing it, guys. Let's get it up to 14. We're almost there. We need one more. Let's get it up to 14. Twisted Han says, me and my friend Sparky are doing a live series called Chilling and Killing with Two Idiots. And we're basically just gonna talk about Halloween animatronics, horror movies, and stuff like that. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Glad to hear, man. Hell yeah, I'll definitely tune in. Is that gonna be a show here on YouTube, a live stream? If so, yeah, let me know when the first episode is so I could tune in. Hell yeah, bro. Sounds awesome. Sounds fun. Twisted Han says, plus, we'll probably talk about stupid stuff. Yeah, bro, I like stupid stuff. You know me, I'm all about dumb stuff, bro. Yeah, like I take horror serious and stuff like that. But when it's time to joke around it, like I like joking around too. I don't like taking myself too serious sometimes. So yeah, it'd be perfect for that, bro. TCCK Gaming says, "What's up? How you doing, TCC? How you doing, bro? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of Horror Talk Wednesdays. Today's episode 67. Please smash a thumbs up. Yeah, TCC. Please smash a thumbs up. Get us up to 16, bro. Get us up to 16, please, TCC, so more people could join us here. And let us know what you've been up to, TCCK Gaming. What have you been up to, bro? I haven't seen you here in the chat in a while. What have you been doing? Prentice says, what's up? Prentice says, remember me? Yes, of course I remember you, Prentice. Of course I remember you, bro. That's why I said that it's been a while that we haven't seen you here on the channel. That's how I mentioned that we haven't seen you here on the channel. How you been, Prentice? Where you been at? Where you been at, Prentice? Let me know. TCCK Gaming says it might just be a coincidence, but why do I keep hearing everyone talk about Exorcist right now? Good movie, but I keep hearing it recently because there's gonna be a new Exorcist movie this year as well. I think Exorcist Believer. Yeah, Exorcist. There's gonna be a new Exorcist movie this fall or December or something like that. Around November or December, there's gonna be a new Exorcist movie coming out this year. Exorcist Believer. Also, Apple Reiki is gonna be doing an Exorcist fan film as well on her channel. So that's why you're hearing a lot of Exorcist. But you said you've probably been hearing it other than us too, though. So yeah, bro. So yeah, there's a new Exorcist movie coming out this year. So it's not so much of a coincidence that you're hearing a lot about Exorcist because there is a new movie coming out later this year. Bloodsmart Entertainment says, "Do you agree that The Shining is still the best horror movie ever made? It's one of the best horror movies. It's top four or three, one of the best horror movies ever made. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's a great horror movie. I wouldn't say it's the best horror movie, but it's like I said, it's in the top 3 or 4 horror movies ever made. Hell yeah! What's up, Blocks? What is it? Block Smarts Entertainment. How you doing? If you're new here to the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel if you're a horror fan. My name is Frank. Today is a Horror Talk Wednesdays, episode 67. Please smash the thumbs up too as well. Block Smart Entertainment, please get us up to 17 so more people could join us here. Apple Ricky says my Exorcist fan film is bad. It's based on the Exorcist, the Pope's Exorcist, a real exorcism of Annalise Michael. Oh, yeah, wasn't it a true story? The Exorcist. It was a true story, like or like inspired by a true story or something like that as well. Twisted Han says we plan on having the first episode live on Friday, probably in the afternoon or morning. Oh man, if, hopefully you could do it in the morning. Hey, Twisted Hans, hopefully you could do it in the morning, bro, because I go live on Fridays now for Slasher Fridays and like around like 5, you know? I go live around 5, so I gotta get prepped for that as well, you know? Maybe you could do it in the morning, bro, because I go live on Fridays now as well. I really want to catch your stream, but hopefully the time doesn't get in the way. Aporeki says The Shining is great. Yeah, it's a great movie. I love it. Block says I still haven't seen anything even close to The Shining. Um, Let me see. Well, yeah, I mean it's a unique movie. You know, it's a very unique film, The Shining, and the but it's very different from the book. The book is still very different from the movie. Hey, Block Smart, the book is still very different from the movie. But yeah, it's a very unique movie. Yeah, it's a very unique movie that's hard to replicate. Sparky Halloween said, "Hi, what's up, Sparky Halloween? How you doing? How you doing, Sparky? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of Horror Talk Wednesdays. Today's episode 67, man. Please smash the thumbs up, Sparky. Get us up to 17 on the thumbs up. Block Smart says, although The Last Exorcism was kind of underrated, I know a lot of people didn't like that one. I saw that movie, The Last Exorcism. The Last Exorcism, I think it came out around 2010, August 2010. I remember going to see it with one of my ex-girlfriends and a few of our other friends back in the day. Yeah, I remember seeing that movie. If I think it's the right one, The Last Exorcism, right? The movie poster was like some chick like on the corner of a wall, and at the end, I think she gives birth to like a like Satan's spawn or Satan's child or something, and it gets thrown into the fire. Is that the same movie? Twisted Han says, okay, I'll see if I can do it in the morning. Good thing I have no school Friday this week. Awesome. Awesome, bro. Apple Ricky says, remember that scene in The Exorcism where Reagan stabs herself with a cross on her, you know? Yep. Terrifier kind of copied that scene in Terrifier 3 when Victoria, I think is her name, starts like stabbing herself in, you know, in the private part with a piece of glass, kind of similar to that. Blocks Entertainment says, yeah, the book is very different from the movie, bro. The book. Aporeki says, remember where Reagan turned her head around? Yes, that's a classic scene, Aporeki, of course. Who could forget that? Who could forget that? Hey, guys, give me a second. I'm going to go drop the link in my Instagram. I'll be back. Don't go nowhere. All right, we're back, guys. We're back. Sorry about that. All right, we're back, guys. We're back. Sorry about that. Just had to go drop the link over there on Instagram. Aporeki says, those scenes were crazy. Yep. Movies back then used to look more real. Because they had longer cuts, longer shots. Yeah, the effects were more like more realistic looking, in my opinion. Twisted Han says the Alpha chasing Spike and Jamie across the causeway, and 28 years later was so terrifying and stressful in the theater. I felt the Alpha's footsteps vibrating against the seats. Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's a great movie. 28 years later. Oh, 28 years later. That's the new one, though. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. I thought we were talking about 28 weeks later, the original one. Nah, I haven't seen 28 years later, bro. My bad. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on that scene yet, you know? I haven't seen the film yet. I thought we were talking about the original one, 28 weeks later. Aporeki says the craziest scene was the cross scene where she has the cross. Yep, that was pretty gross. Yeah, it was pretty crazy as well. Twisted Han says, like me and my dad and a lot of other people in the theater were yelling for Spike to get up after he tripped. Yeah, I would assume it sounds. Yeah, it does sound very suspenseful. But I have not seen the movie yet, bro, so I can't comment. You know, I can't comment. I think I'm gonna start wearing my hair dry more often now. But yeah, I can't really comment, brother, because I haven't seen the film yet. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up right there, guys. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Hey, what is it that you had to tell me, Apple Ricky? What is it that you had to tell me? Was it that you were gonna make a Exorcist fan film? Also, Twisted Hans, didn't you tell me that you needed to tell me something in the comments for for this live stream. Twisted Hunts, like me and my dad and a lot of other people. Okay, okay, I get it, I get it. I read that already. Yeah, but Block says, you like the Evil Dead movies? Yeah, they're cool, bro. I grew up watching them when I was a kid. Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and then Ash, Army of Darkness, and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, with Bruce Campbell. Yeah, bro. I love the remake as well of Evil Dead. It's great. The remake by I think who directed it? Fede Alvarez, I think. Yeah, that was an awesome director. Yeah, the remake is badass as well. Really, really badass. The remake is like it's like there's still a lot of similar scenes to the original movie, but there's still a lot of a lot of differences as well. Aporeki says my ex Exorcist film. That's why I was telling you. Okay, okay, I get you. Awesome, yeah, awesome, Aporeki. Yeah, hell yeah, that's exciting. The Exorcist is cool. Twisted Han says, bro, you gotta watch 28 years later. It's so damn terrifying and more terrifying than both 28 days later and 28 weeks later. Awesome, bro. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out when I have time, bro. I'll definitely check it out when I have time, man. Definitely check it out when I have time. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up, guys. Let's get it up to 20. Anyone who hasn't smashed the thumbs up, let's smash it. Let's get it up to 20. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there, guys. Let's smash the thumbs up. Let's get it up to 20. We are almost there. Block says, I think I like Bruce Campbell more than I like Evil Dead. My friend thinks Evil Dead 2 is the best horror. Evil Dead 1 and 2, they're both great movies. Bruce Campbell's badass as well on his own, you know, just as Ash, Army of Darkness, in those Ash movies. Evil Dead, what is it called? Evil Dead, Ash, Army of Darkness, and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, he was great in those two as well. I wish Bruce Campbell could return for another film, but I heard he was like sick or something like that. Yeah, that sucks, right? That sucks. But yeah, yeah, bro, great movies. Really gory too. I really love the gore in those movies. It's really disgusting and nasty, bro. The gore in the Evil Dead films, the older ones, really disgusting and nasty. The gore in those films looks really real. That's what I was saying earlier about movies looking more real back then. Stuff shot on film is always gonna look 10 times more real than stuff shot on digital. But yeah, Twisted says, "Have you seen My Name Is Bruce movie?" I don't know. I don't think so, bro. Block says Bruce is probably the most famous B-side actor. My Name Is Bruce movie? I don't know. I don't think so, man. I can't say I have. I can't say I have. I can't say I have Twisted Hearts. I can't say I have, bro. I don't like saying I have to movies I haven't seen. Uh uh and Block says Bruce is probably the most famous B-side actor. Let me see. Who is this Bruce? Are we talking about the same Bruce here, guys? Are you guys talking about the same Bruce? Let me see. Are you guys talking about the same Bruce? Aporeke says, I'm remaking something similar to the crucifix scene. That's awesome. That's awesome, Aporeke. That sounds cool. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who Bruce Campbell is, but I've never seen that movie. Yeah, Twisted Hunts. I know who Bruce Campbell is, but I've never seen that movie, dude. I never seen that movie. Bruce Campbell getting forced to fight a Chinese god. My name is Z. My name is Bruce. I haven't seen that one. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it's a comedy movie from '07. Yeah, I never seen it, but I have heard of it. I saw the trailer growing up. I never really watched it though. I know. Yeah, it's from 2007. It's a comedy movie. It's a comedy movie with yeah, with Bruce Campbell literally just parodying himself, you know, and all his like fucking movie roles and stuff. So yeah, I haven't seen it. Personally, I haven't seen it. But yeah, I have seen the trailers though for it. This came out when I was like 16, bro. I can't believe I never like actually watched this. Honestly. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I gotta watch it now. I gotta watch it now. Uh Twisted Han says it's pretty funny. It's free on YouTube. Oh, I'll probably watch it after the stream then, bro. Yeah, but I've seen the trailer before. It's like a comedy movie. It's like one of those 2000s comedy movies. And he's like literally just parodying himself and all his roles and stuff like that. Jose Gomez says, hello, Frank. What's up, Jose Gomez? How you doing? How you doing, Jose Gomez? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of Horror Talk Wednesday. Today's episode 67. Please smash the thumbs up, Jose. Jose, please smash the thumbs up, bro. Get us up to 18, please, bro. So more people could join us here on the live stream. Please smash the thumbs up, Jose, and get us up to 18, please, bro. And let us know what you've been up to, man. What have you been up to, Jose? We haven't seen you here in the channel in a while. What have you been up to? Twisted Hans says, you need to watch it, bro. Yeah, I'll definitely probably check it out after the stream, bro. Block says, his filmography is great, to be honest. Loads of random great stuff. Bubba Hotep about Elvis Presley. All right, cool. I'll definitely check it out, guys. I'll definitely check it out. It does sound like it's just like well, from what I've seen in the trailers, it's a parody movie of all his movies, basically, you know? But yeah, I haven't seen it, though. I haven't seen it, even though it came out almost 20 years ago. That's crazy, though, how that one slipped under my radar, bro. It's crazy. But I remember, though, like, a lot of things slipped under my radar at the time because that's when I started partying in high school and drinking a lot of beer and smoking weed, you know? So a lot of the stuff that I liked, I was starting to just, like throw it off to the side for partying. Twisted Han says, I don't care if he's the king of Kiss My Ass was my favorite line Bruce said in the movie. Yeah. I gotta check it out, guys. I gotta check it out. Apple Ricky says, I play Cassidy, the girl that gets possessed. That's awesome. That's awesome, Apple Ricky. Can't wait to see. What about your Five Nights at Freddy fan film? What about your Five Nights at Freddy fan film? Yeah, getting my Billy hair back. Check it out, guys. Getting my Billy Loomis hair back. But yeah, what about your Five Nights at Freddy fan film, Apple Ricky? Klobnom says, I'm late. What's up, Klobnom? How you doing? How you doing, Klobnom? Welcome to another episode of Horror Talk Wednesdays. Today's episode 67, bro. Klobnom says, sup, cousin? What's up, Klobnom? Please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Klobnom? Klobnom, please smash the thumbs up. Get us up to 18, please, bro. Please get us up to 18 so more people could join us here on the live stream, Klobnom. Please smash the thumbs up and get us up to 18, Klobnom, please. Block says he literally invented saying groovy as a thing. That's funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's funny. But wasn't that already like some like hippie stuff though? Hey, Block Smart, wasn't that already like some hippie stuff? I remember them saying groovy in the old Scooby Doo cartoon. Are you serious about that? Because I remember hearing them say groovy in the old Scooby Doo cartoon from the '60s. Apple Ricky says that's soon. Charlotte's Revenge. I've been busy. All right, cool. Thank you so much for the hearts right there, guys. Really appreciate it. Klobnom says, I feel like I should just get an H1 because my collection would kind of look cluttered, or should I get H2 even though it's just slightly dirtier? Okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I love Halloween '78. It's a great movie, but I think the H2 mask looks better. Hey, Cloudnum, I love the '78 Tots mask, but I think the H2 mask looks better because it's dirtier and more grimy and just looks more disgusting. You know, I personally like the dirtier look of the Halloween 2 mask. The '78 one is great too. I love the '78 mask as well, but for some reason I like the dirtier H2 mask. So I'd go with the H2. Block Smart says, you could be right. The YouTube video I watched misled me. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Because I remember hearing people say groovy in the old Scooby Doo cartoons. Groovy, bro. The Doors, the band The Doors. The band The Doors that were literally a '60s band. They would say groovy, the word groovy, you know? Like, groovy was already a word well before, well, it was, I think it became like a thing in the '60s, the word groovy. That's how the hippies or like the hipsters back then would like say cool or whatever, you know, groovy, you know, like that. Like groovy's been a thing. Like I said, bro, I've heard the word groovy in old media before, you know, like the old Scooby Doo cartoons. Let me see what else. The Doors movie that takes place in the '60s, they literally use the word groovy as well, you know. So I think that word's been around. Klomnom says, I'm asking if I should get both or just one. Save money to avoid repetitive. Bro, okay, if you could get both of them, do it. Klomnom, if you could get both of them, do it, bro. If you could get both of them, do it. That's what I would do. If I could get both of them, I would just get both of them. Cloudnow says, or is that just cheap cope and I should get both? Get both, bro. Get both. Cloudnow, get both. Block says, I love John Carpenter's disdain for all these pretentious horror directors. Block says, I love John Carpenter's disdain for all these pretentious horror directors. Yeah, yeah, I could kind of feel where Carpenter's coming from. Because I'm not some rich director, you know. I direct low budget stuff here on my channel, so I can see where he's coming from, you know. Because he probably feels like they only do it for the money or for the fame and stuff, you know, instead of doing it for the story or for the art or just for creating a new horror icon, you know? Yeah, so I can see where Carpenter's coming from, bro. I can see why he doesn't get along with a lot of other directors. Cloudnow says, oh, I told you Cloudnow get both. Twisted Hunt says, to be honest, I don't even need to write a script for my Halloween fan film because it's all just going to be Michael Myers' perspective of him walking around Haddonfield and neighbors and just hiding his shadows. Yeah, that sounds cool, bro. It's like a POV movie, you know? It's like a POV movie where you're just following Michael. Clownon says, all right, I'll try. Clownon says, I saw the fight in your story. That was crazy. Yeah, bro. There was a fight. Okay, so we were coming out of the club on Tuesday morning because me and my friends always go clubbing on Monday nights to this gothic club in Hollywood. And yeah, bro, we were coming out of the club. We were just chilling outside for a bit. And next thing you know, my brother's like, hey, look, and you just see a crowd of people. Like a crowd of like 30 or 40 people all huddled around each other. And we run over there, and it's like 2 or 3 dudes fighting each other. And then I get my phone out, I started recording. I got right in the fight, bro. I was like right on some fool's face, you know? But they all got up, and I was trying to egg them on to keep fighting. I was like, come on, keep fighting. It was so funny, bro. Monday nights get wild for us, dude. Monday nights get wild for us. And then there was like a party right in the middle of the street. Some guy with like with some like bongo drums. He just started a drum circle and people just started dancing there. We chilled it for a bit, but then we left. Yeah, we're thinking about our band playing outside the club sometime. Yeah, but that was funny. The fight was funny though. That fight was funny. I was like right in the middle of it, dude. And if anyone would have hit me, I would just toss my phone and just started socking fools back. Uh, Block says his entire attitude or just make a good horror movie and shut the hell up. Why I like Carpenter. Yeah, I love Carpenter as well, exactly for that reason. Because he didn't need to make Halloween in order to be like some like crazy philosophical like spokesperson of a generation, you know? He just made Halloween because he liked horror films and because he happened to get the money to produce it, you know, and he did it. But he wasn't going on every late night talk show on Letterman and all that talking about Halloween. Halloween, like it was a success when it first came out, but it was kind of like an underground success. It wasn't like a big like cultural zeitgeist until like Halloween 2. Like until Halloween 2, when Universal got a hold of Halloween, I feel like that's when Michael became like little more mainstream in the '80s. But when the first Halloween came out, it did good. It made money, but it was still kind of like a more like a cult movie. It wasn't really like a big mainstream freaking famous horror movie, you know? Like it wasn't like Jaws, you know? Like Jaws came out like 2 years prior to Halloween '75. Um, and it wasn't like Jaws where it was like this big, huge commercial success where Spielberg and the cast were going on TV and late night talk shows talking about the film, promoting it. You know, Halloween was more like a cult underground hit. You know, it was a hit, but it was only a hit like in the underground. In the underground horror community at the time, you know, mainly only horror heads at the time were the ones that were really fond of the Halloween, and maybe a few normies, you know, maybe a few normies here and there. But I don't think Halloween was like a big mainstream thing until Halloween 2 in 1982 or 81. My bad, 1981. Aporeki says, I'll use guacamole for the vomit. No, don't use guacamole. Don't waste perfect guacamole and avocados, Aporeki. Don't waste perfect guacamole and avocados. Trust me. Avocados are expensive. We buy those a lot here in my house. They're expensive. Don't waste avocados. I could send you a recipe to make fake gunk that looks like the throw up. I know how to make a bunch of fake blood and fake throw up, Apple Ricky. So I could send you a recipe that you could use to make fake throw up that'll look like real throw up. You know, you don't have to use like avocados. Don't waste perfectly great avocados. Aporiki says, or green Gatorade. Green Gatorade could work, but you need something more thicker or more viscosity, you know? So I would recommend more probably like, let me see. Let me see. Maybe like a more like greenish, kind of like a almost like toothpastey color cream or something, and then chop some bananas in it to make it thicker, to make it look like throw up chunks and stuff like that. But I was thinking maybe like some mint yogurt. Let me see if they have mint yogurt. Yeah, so check it out. Look, you see this apple, Ricky? You see that? That's mint yogurt. That's mint yogurt. You could just like get some mint yogurt. It already looks green like the throw up. Like the throw up from The Exorcist. Cloudnow says, that's why I don't like parties. People are crazy. Cloudnow says, that's why I don't like parties. People are crazy. Yeah, bro, that's true, though. You are right about that. Some people get wild. Some people get wild. But yeah, Apple Ricky, look, just get mint yogurt. It's already green, like the throw up, exactly from like the movie. Get mint yogurt and then just cut some banana, like little tiny banana pieces in it, mix it up, and it'll look like throw up chunks inside. Clubnoun says embarrassing. Yeah, that is embarrassing, huh? Good thing it wasn't me. I was just recording, huh? Block says, did Carpenter do the thing too? I know it's Tarantino favorite movie. Yes, John Carpenter directed a remake of the thing because the thing was already an original movie before Carpenter. I think it was a movie from like the 50s or something like that. Around like the Cold War era type stuff, you know? So yeah, it's a 50s movie, but he made a remake in the 80s. Like about 30ish something years later. So yeah. That's not an original Carpenter film, but it is a Carpenter remake. The Thing from Another World. Tristan Haunt says, I want to make Halloween animatronics for people who make haunted houses or haunt displays. And I just want to do it for fun. I'm not gonna overprice things like other companies. I'm not doing it for money. Yeah, that's cool, bro. That sounds awesome, man. That sounds awesome. A lot of people do everything for money nowadays. That's just like a breath of fresh air hearing someone say, "Oh yeah, I don't want to just do it for the money." It kind of takes me back to like the late '90s, early 2000s, before like this whole hustle culture was a thing, where people didn't really care if they made money off their art. They're like, "Oh, it's out there, it's out there. If it makes money, it makes money. If not, it's still cool having a song out there or a movie out there, you know." Like, but yeah, nowadays though, everyone's just worried about making money. That's why a lot of horror movies get delayed. Like Thanksgiving too, I'm pretty sure that's getting delayed because they want to make sure it's gonna make money. You know, I'm pretty sure Halloween, a new Halloween movie, that I'm pretty sure that's getting delayed as well because they want to come up with a new story or concept that they know is gonna make money. You know, unlike back in the day, Hollywood just had money to burn back then, so they would just make a lot of movies and whatever stuck. You know, whatever stuck. Yeah, but nowadays everything's all about making money. You know, it's weird. Money's cool and all, but I don't worship it. Like I use it as a tool to get what I need, and I dispose of it. I don't like hanging on to money. Money is to spend, bro. It's not to collect. I don't get people who hoard money. It's like, bro, it's like the purpose of that money is not even being met. You know, like you're not even putting it back into the economy, into the circulation. So that's why I like whenever I'm bad with money. I'm horrible with money. Whenever I get $20, 50, $100, I'm going to the costume shop, buying some masks, some props, something. You know, I can't just hang on to it. I feel dumb, dude. Like just hanging onto a piece of paper. It just feels dumb. Okay, so yeah. But yeah, I get you, Twisted Hans. That's awesome, bro. Like I said, your message is awesome, bro. Because everyone's focused on making the bag nowadays, you know? Get the bag, they say. Cloudnum says, could I see that H2? SM? I can't do it yet. Cloudnum, I can't show it yet, bro, because I haven't reviewed it yet. My bad, Cloudnum. It's because I'm still saving it for a review. I'm still saving it for a review video here on the channel. I haven't had the chance, man. I haven't had the chance, but it's an SMH2. Just Google it, bro. Klobnom. Just Google it. It's an H2SM or SMH2. My brother got it for like how much you get it for? Like $80 or something. If he got it from some guy who was trying to get rid of it ASAP for some reason, who knows what he did with it. Klobnom says you should watch the Creep films. Creep show or Creep films? Which ones are the Creep films? Hey, so Klobnom, I'm sorry right now, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try my best to have the Myers Monday review out this Monday. I've been lagging it. I'm gonna try my best to have it out. And which one are the Creep films, Klobnom? Which one are the Creep films? Ghost Rider says, "What up? What's up, Ghost Rider?" Ghost Rider says, "What's good, bro? How you doing, Ghost Rider? How you doing? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of Hard Talk Wednesdays, episode 67. We haven't seen you here in a while, bro. How you doing?" Apple Ricky says, "Okay, yeah, just get mint yogurt and cut banana pieces into it." Ghost Rider Edit says, "Shell." Ghosty Edit says, "Frankie, how you doing, Ghosty?" I mean, Ghosty. My bad, dude. Got a burp. But yeah, what's up, Ghosty Edits? How you doing? Like I said, glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of Hard Talk Wednesdays. Where you been at, Ghosty Edits? Where you been at? We haven't seen you here in probably like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months. Where you been at, bro? Everything been good or what? How's life been treating you? Cloud9 says, good. Thanksgiving was buns, like Happy Death Day. I like Thanksgiving, though. I like Thanksgiving, but you could tell it was all about just making money, though. Just by the way, like, just by the actors they got, and like who, Addison Rae, yeah, I could just tell they were trying to make money with that movie. It was still like a whatever movie, though, but you could tell they were just trying to make money with it. Cloud9 says, they all copy other slashers. Well, yeah, bro. Even John Carpenter copied other slashers too. You know, even the idea of the first Halloween movie wasn't very original because Carpenter got the idea pretty much from like Black Christmas as well. He even said it in an interview, like he wanted to see Black Christmas but on Halloween. You know. So I mean, he even took ideas from Alfred Hitchcock and Psycho as well. You know. So even the directors we hold up as gods, you know, also copied someone else, you know. Block says, as a kid, I used to get freaked out more by thrillers because it seemed possible. I remember avoiding mirrors for 2 weeks after watching What Lies Beneath. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Cosplayzano says, "What's up, everybody?" And Frank, how's the day? What's up, Cosplayzano? How you doing? How you doing, Cosplay? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of Hard Talk Wednesdays. Today's episode 67, bro. Please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Cosplay. Get us up to 25. Please, Cosplay, so more people could join us here on the live stream. And let us know what you've been up to, Cosplay. How was your weekend, bro? How was your weekend? Cloudnom says, I need the bag. I need it too, bro, but not like... I obviously need the bag too, you know, so I could keep funding more movies and fan films, eventually more bigger budget movies. But here's the thing is when I get the bag, I'm spending the bag in order to create things that could get me more bags, you know? That's what you need to do, bro. You need to spend money to make money. But yeah, bro, we all need the bag, though. I could definitely relate to that still, you know? Apple Ricky says, my friend is voicing the demon that possesses a Cassidy, and I'm hoping these guys will play the priests. Awesome. That's awesome, Apple. Got to hear. Sounds exciting. Cloudnom says, I want to see you wear the H2. The H2. I could show you my other H2. Hold on. Cloudnom says the Creep film's on Netflix. Oh, okay. I haven't seen them. But I seen it while scrolling on Netflix, the little poster thing right there. I'll check it out. When I have the chance. Appariki says, I'm playing my dream role. Awesome. Hell yeah, Appariki. I wish I could have directed it, though. I wish I could have directed your fan film. But don't worry, though. We're going to keep climbing up the ladder. We're going to keep climbing up the ladder, and eventually, hopefully, we can work on an actual, you know, big-budget film someday. Twisted Han says, I thought of a Prague concept. It's just corn stalks. Then suddenly the corn stalks go to both sides, and then a scarecrow comes up, lunging at, reaching his arms out while yelling. That sounds crazy. Hell yeah, bro, make that. That sounds like a badass animatronic. I will definitely hire you to make animatronics for my films. Twisted Hans. Hell yeah, bro. Cloudnom says, what do you do for a living? Right now, I'm an auto mechanic. Well, I was an auto mechanic. Right now, I'm just YouTubing and skateboarding and playing in a band. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What I do for a living right now. Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance says, "Shit, it's a H2SM by Roland Kelly." Yes, it is. Yes, Ghost Rider. Yes, it is an HSM, or what is it? H2SM by Roland Kelly. Yes, that's why I don't want to show it yet, bro. That's why I don't want to show it on the live yet, because I still want to make my review video for it. Because I haven't done any long form content in a bit since Scream 7 came out. I gotta get back on it, you know. Uh, Ghost Rider says, "Dude, that is a beautiful mask. Congrats, man. Yeah, man. It's an awesome mask. My brother got it for me. I thank him so much. Shit's awesome. One thing, it's like it's kind of yellow though. I think it's a little too yellow. I think it's a little too yellow. But yeah, that is canon to the film though, to Halloween too, because the mask does look yellow in the film. But sometimes it looks kind of white though, and then sometimes it looks yellow. I think it looks more yellow when they're inside, like the hallways of the hospital scenes. I think it looks more yellow there, but I think it looks more like whitish, still kind of grayish, like when they're outside, like the outside scenes. I think it looks more like still kind of dark, like white, like a stark kind of white. But when we're indoors, I feel like that's when the mask looks more yellow. But yeah, Ghost Rider says, "I recognized it as soon as I saw it." Yeah, it's an awesome mask, bro. It's an awesome mask. I gotta get my review done for it as soon as I can. Apple says, "I've been practically throw. I've been practicing my throwing up, spitting, etc. Yeah, for the movie. Dude, you could just get a Apple Ricky, you don't even have to actually like spit it out of your actual mouth. You could just get a pump, get a fake blood pump, and tape it to the side of your mouth and film the shot from the side, a wide side shot, and then just have someone on like under you, work the pump and just act like just open your mouth and act like you're throwing up. Like you don't even have to actually put the yogurt in your mouth, you know? Maybe for the scene where we have a close up and you can see it dripping off your chin, then yeah. But for the scene where you're throwing up, I think it'd be best if you just tape a fake blood pump to the side of your cheek and then film the shot from this side, and then just have someone work the pump under you and you just act, you know, like you're throwing up, like you know. That's how they did it in the Exorcist movie. Twisted On says Friday the 13th is inspired by Halloween. You can tell. How? Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is inspired by Halloween. But it's also inspired by Psycho. Hey, Twisted Hans. Friday the 13th is inspired by Halloween, but I think it has more in common with Psycho, bro. Think about it. What is it? It's Jason. He has his mom's head, just like freaking Norman Bates still has his mom's body. It's Jason Voorhees killing people because he wants to avenge his mother. The music, literally, the music from Friday the 13th movies literally sounds like the Psycho theme. You know, they have a lot of cellos and like violins and stuff. Halloween was more synthesizers. So yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying. I think it's inspired more by how they by how they switched around the date. You know how Halloween is the 31st and Friday the 13th is the 13th, and the thing with the mask and them wearing masks. But I think Friday the 13th has actually more in common with Psycho, because Jason is a mama's boy. He's literally a mama's boy, just like Norman Bates. Like I said, he literally has his mom's head, her rotted head on an altar, just like Norman Bates had his mom's freaking rotted body in her room still, just like Ed Gein, you know, as well. You know, yeah. So I feel like Leatherface. I feel like Jason has more in common with Psycho and Leatherface as well. Leatherface as well than Michael Myers. Leatherface as well, because Leatherface is like deformed, you know, and Jason himself is like kind of deformed as well, you know, and then he literally lives in the backwoods in the middle of nowhere, just like Leatherface, you know. So like I said, I feel like it's more inspired by Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Uh, Coslizano says, anyone trick anyone today on April Fools? Nah, bro. I'm horrible with this day. I always forget. I always forget when it's April Fools, bro. I'm horrible with this day. I'm horrible with this day. Did you cosplay Zano? Did you prank anyone? Twisted Han says in Friday Part 1 though 5 they hit Pamela and Jason in the same why they hit Michael Myers, not showing his top half and keeping him a mystery. Yeah, that is true. Actually, the first Friday the 13th was more of a whodunit, kind of like Scream. Scream also got pointers from the first Friday. Scream also got pointers from the first Friday the 13th using the whodunit angle. Because in the first Friday, you couldn't tell if the killer was a man or a woman. Yeah, exactly. They hid the gender. Cosplay says, I'm all right, just chilling, checking out your stream, and the weekend been busy getting that bag. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Glad to hear. Get your bag, bro. Twisted Han says, the only reason why I need money is to use to spend materials. I need to make more animatronics. Me too, bro. That's the only reason I need money is to spend it on camera equipment, masks, costumes, and that's it pretty much, you know? Blood, prosthetics, makeup, maybe renting sets. Block says, I also don't like blood and guts, so I'm drawn to psychological thrillers or horrors. Awesome, bro. Yeah, everyone's got their own taste. Everyone's got their own taste. I'm a big fan of all type of horror, bro. I love supernatural. I love blood and guts. I love a thriller. I love a hammer horror. I like it all, you know. Block says, anybody need a ginger? What is it? Okay, anybody need a ginger Irish guy for their horror movie? Laugh out. That'd be awesome, bro. Me and my friend want to make a Leprechaun fan film. Me and my friend want to make a Leprechaun fan film. How short are you? Hey, Block, how short are you, bro? How short are you? Block says, I skate too. Me too, bro. I also skate as well. Hey, Block, if you skate, check out my skate channel. Check out my skateboarding channel. It's called RDN Skateboards. It's linked in the bottom here on the main page of this channel. Hey, Block Smart, since you said you're into skating, please check out my skateboarding channel. It's linked under here on this channel on the main page. Just scroll down on the home page of my YouTube channel, and all my channels should be linked there. My band channel as well, and my skateboarding channel as well. Awesome, bro. How long you been skating, bro? Apple Reiki says, I gotta practice my spider walk too. Oh yeah, that's gonna be hard. Yeah, you gotta definitely practice that one. I would recommend you start jogging and working out. Cause that is gonna you'll probably pull a muscle, Apple Ricky. You'll probably pull a back muscle or some kind of like leg or arm muscle doing that. Trust me, I've done the back walk before. I've done it before. It hurts your back. It hurts your back, especially if you haven't like done it in a while. Like I'm 34, so for me it's gonna hurt, especially because I skateboard. But yeah, Apple Ricky, I would recommend you start maybe like probably like working out a bit, maybe jogging and stuff when you're at school. So like when you stretch and do the back walk, it won't be so like so intense on your body, you know. Like I could do it. You could already see me going back. You know, I could do it and go like that. It's crazy, but it hurts your back, like I said. Cosmezano says, "What I hope and pray, what I hope and pray to do for a living is act in horror and action movies. Eventually, direct my own show and movies. Awesome, bro. You could do it, man. You could do it. Anyone could start directing and stuff now, bro. Maybe just write your own script, cosplay. Write your own script, and if you want me, I'll direct you. You could be the main actor and stuff. I could direct you and stuff. You know." That's how you start getting into the biz, bro. Sometimes you start out without getting paid, bro. That's the sad thing about the film industry and the music industry is that sometimes you start out doing free work. A lot of times you start out doing free work. That's why a lot of Hispanic parents like they don't like their children getting into jobs that involve the arts or like sports and stuff like that because especially as like I said Hispanic parents they want their kids to start earning money right away, you know. So a lot of Hispanic parents aren't patient with their kids working free jobs, you know. They want them to start earning money right away, but that's how the biz is, bro. That's how the biz is. That's how the film biz is. That's how the music biz is. That's even how the skateboarding biz is, bro. You're gonna be skating for no money for a while, you know, until you're able to come up with your own like skateboard company, clothing line, and start selling your own products, or you get sponsored by a company, you know. But that's just how the biz is, bro. In the arts and sports, sometimes you start out doing stuff with no pay, you know, and eventually on how good your skills are, you start climbing up that ladder to other jobs that do start paying, you know? But yeah, bro. But yeah, like I said, Cosplayzano, If you want to write your own script, bro, I could direct it for you. You could be the main actor, and you can start putting your own work out, bro. You know, that's how you start getting casted and stuff. Is you just start putting work out there, bro. Even if you don't get paid. Castellano says the new Leatherface movie out this year. I think I may see it, but the last one was trash. The one that came out in 2022, it was like whatever. I thought it was okay. Sally Hardesty came out, but I just didn't like how they executed her return. But yeah, it was like whatever. I liked how Leatherface looked though in the Netflix one that came out like 4 years ago. I liked how he looked, but the story was ass. Yeah, you're right. The story was pretty dumb, but I liked how Leatherface looked. Aporeki says I'm gonna get a zombie kit, makeup, white powder, and glue sticks. So I look like I'm dying. Awesome, hell yeah, yeah. Get that makeup done. Cosidano says Jason Voorhees is the only slasher with valid motives because of his backstory. If you think about it, every other slasher just plain evil. Yeah, yeah, that is true. I think I think Leatherface kind of has some valid motives too. In the reboot, I guess he was bullied and stuff, you know, kind of like Jason as well. Michael Myers, yeah, Michael Myers is just straight evil. Ghostface, just straight evil, huh? Ghostface basically just kills for fun, in my opinion. It's just people who are low key psychotic and just need a way to express it, but without getting caught, you know? Cloudnum says, I'm back, cousin. What's up, cousin? How you doing? Got to have you back. Castellano says, I folded. I folded one person. You fold. What do you mean you folded one person? You beat them up or what? Because when someone says they folded someone, to me, like what I hear is that you either whoop their ass or yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, you whoop their ass and you send them on their way. You know, which one is it? Cosplay. I folded one person. So did you beat them up or what? Because that's what comes to mind when you say I folded one person. Cloudnom says, "What about money for living and having a family? Money is way more important than materialistic stuff. To be honest, that is true, bro. That is true. Yeah, I always think family is more important. But I'm a single guy though. I'm a single guy. I don't have kids or a wife or any of that stuff to look after, so I'm straight. You know, I could be as selfish as I want. And I'm gonna stay a single guy, bro, because once you get married and stuff like that, all the money is gonna go to your kid and like your wife, you know. And I won't have money for all this shit, you know. And I like buying props and stuff. So me, I'm gonna stay a single guy to continue buying stuff. But yeah, yeah, I get what you mean though, bro. I get what you mean. I cherish my family that I live with, like my brothers and sisters, my mother, my aunts and stuff, you know. But yeah, that's why I don't want to, get married and stuff like that, because then all your money goes to that. Aporeki says, I was born to play an exorcism. Awesome. Yeah, can't wait to see it, Apple. Can't wait to see it. Block says, god damn, I'm 5'10. You could always give the leprechaun grow hormone. Skating since 2001, but stopped for a solid 15 years. Got back into it 2 years ago. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, bro. I've been skating since, like, I don't know, probably like the late 90s. Late 90s, like almost the same time as you, probably, you know? I remember having skateboards in like 97, 98, 99. But I don't really remember like trying like tricks, like real tricks, until like about, yeah, like 2001, 2002, when I hit middle school and started meeting other kids that skateboarded. And I started going skateboarding with them, and we got our own crew together. That's when I started trying handrails, stairs, all the crazy stuff, you know. So yeah, I've been skating pretty much probably for like, I don't know, probably almost 30 years, you know? I'm able to do handrails, stairs, all that crazy stuff. But I did stop for a while, though. I did stop on and off for a while when I was like on drugs and stuff like that. And then I started dating like some chicks for a while. So then when you start dating girls, you kind of forget about hobbies that you had as a younger kid, you know? Um, I started skating again back in 2000, like 19, but I kind of fell off of it again because I started playing with my band, you know? And then I've been skating now again since like about, I want to say, this is about like 2020, 21, 22. I've been just skating ever since now. I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped. I'm still skating now. So I haven't stopped now. I haven't stopped skating since like about 22, like about 4 years already. 3, 4 years maybe. So yeah, bro. So check out my channel, Block. If you're into skateboarding, check out my channel. It's linked down below, bro. It's linked down below on the homepage of this channel. Aporeki says, I created a scene that's similar to the crucifix scene, but Cassidy slaps her mom. Awesome. Sounds crazy. Sounds wicked. Uh, Castellano says, thanks for the belief, bro. I really appreciate it, right? Gotta start somewhere. Yeah, bro. Unfortunately, yeah, that's how the biz is. You got to start for free sometimes. Uh, Block says, I like the 90s version of Texas Chain. Could have been early 2000s. Yeah, that would have been cool too, right? The early 2000s. Castellano says, you ever saw Gothica? That movie was mid-trick. Is a mid-trick. Yeah, I remember it was with Halle Berry, but I don't really remember it too much. I don't really remember it too much. Kind of vague. Castellano says, remember the spider walk in The Exorcist? Yes, I do, Apple Ricky. No, Apple Ricky says that. Remember the spider walk in The Exorcist? Yes, I do. Castellano says, no, I meant fool one person today on April's Fool. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, so you did fool someone. All right, I got you. I thought you meant you beat someone up. Castellano says, would you do a Resident Evil fan film? Yes, that would be pretty cool. I would do a Resident Evil fan film. That would be awesome. Zombies are cool as hell, too. Why, you think I could be Leon, a Mexican Leon? Nah. Block says, yeah, I took 15 years off to party. Then my kid was born. Oh, cool, man. Congratulations, bro. Awesome. Castellano says, I definitely gonna check out your skateboard channel. Thank you so much, Cosplay. Aporeki says, hopefully these guys can play the priest, Father Charles and Father Peter. Awesome. Yeah, I hope so too, Aporeki. You better post pictures of them so I can approve of their look. Aporeki, you better post pictures of them so I can approve of their look. Block says, I'm about to roll. But I'll check your channel first. All right, cool, bro. Thank you so much. Yeah, bro, check out my skateboarding channel. Like I said, if you're a fan of skateboarding, it's linked down in the homepage of this channel. Castellano says, no, I don't beat anybody up unless they mess with my family or I feel attacked. Awesome, bro. Glad to hear you're not a violent man. Same for me, bro. I don't beat anyone. I don't beat anyone up unless they mess around with my family or they disrespect me or my friends and stuff like that. You know. So yeah, I relatively try to be like a chill dude. I'm not a nice guy, you know. Like I'm not a, like I'm kind of like an old school jerk and asshole, you know. I'm not a nice guy, but I am a cool dude to kick it with, you know. But yeah, bro, yeah. So anytime someone's gonna get whooped, it's because they disrespect my family, friends, or me, you know. But yeah, other than that though, I just try to keep it chill, you know. I just try to keep it chill. Apple Ricky says my mom's gonna do my makeup so I can look pale, nasty, and have cuts. Yes, yes. Yes, and make sure you get like, hey, Apple Ricky, make sure you get like liquid latex. Get liquid latex and put it on your lips to make it crust up. To make your lips look crusty. Remember, Reagan in the film, she has like crusty lips and stuff as well. So get liquid latex, and liquid latex dries. And when it dries, it looks like skin peeling off. When liquid latex dries, it looks like skin peeling. So put it on your lips to also make your lips give it that crusty look that she has in the movie. Castellano says, exactly, I don't like to get mad or fight because my temper crazy, but I'm chill laid back. Me too, bro, me too. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Alright, guys, we're gonna start getting into some Scream 8 news. We got some movie news right here. We don't have a lot of movie news today. We only got like I think Scream 8 and I think maybe some more news on the Halloween game. And I think an update on my Ends fan film and stuff, but that's about it today. But yeah, listen up, guys. We got some movie news. We got some movie news. All you Scream heads, all you Scream heads, listen up, guys. Listen up, all you Scream heads. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get my phone. All you Scream heads, listen up. So yeah, right here, EmpireOnline.com. EmpireOnline.com right here, guys. Check it out. EmpireOnline.com right here. Oh, what happened to my thing? Oh, look, some acne thing came up on my thing right here. This is for pimples. Yeah, I got some horrible pimple on my forehead, and I was looking up things how to get rid of it. But yeah, let me see. Let's go back to the what happened here. Okay, cool. It was a pop up. Dude, what happened? Come on, stupid internet. All right, cool. Here we go. Got some Ghostface right there. Look at that. Who is that, guys? You guys recognize that guy? Castellano says, I want to learn how to make a horror mask from scratch as a side business. That'd be awesome, bro. Yeah, hey, I'd be down to team up with you on that. I'd be down to team up with you on that. Make like a mask company. Well, what we would have to do is you would have to learn how to sculpt. You would have to learn how to sculpt first. You would have to get clay and a head bust and start putting the clay on it and then start sculpting the mask and stuff. And then you would have to make molds from those sculpts. You'd have to make molds, and then from the molds you could start pressing masks or pulling molds out of it. You know, pulling masks out of it with the You pour the latex like so. Basically, you mold the mask first. Basically, it's just like you're just carving the mask in, or basically just drawing it into the clay. You know, carving the mask into the clay, carving it out, and then you let the clay harden, and then you make molds with it, and then you drop the latex in there, and you let it cure, and then you pull out the molds. And I think you could only get a few pulls from it before the molds start either breaking or like wearing down. So yeah, it's not that hard. You just gotta get the supplies. I know how to do it, bro. Trust me, I know how to do it. I know how to do it. Aporeki says, make sure I got cuts and bruises. Aporeki says, the power of Christ compels you. Yeah, Aporeki. Remember, she's also got like veins showing through like her pale skin. Aporeki, remember Reagan also has like purplish, bluish veins showing through like her skin as well. You got to get all that. Casezano says, no, for real. We can discuss more about a mask company down the line. In the meantime, I'll learn everything I need about it and take your advice too. Yeah, bro. I know how to do it. I just don't have the supplies for it, you know. But I know how to sculpt and stuff. You gotta get a head bust, and then you gotta get sculpting clay, and then you gotta like mold the clay onto the head sculpt, and then you right there on the head sculpt, you start carving your mask out, bro. That's how it is. All right, listen up, guys. So yeah, EmpireOnline.com is reporting Scream 8 confirms Zuckerman sisters as writers after Scream 7's franchise box office run. All right, so Scream 8 finally got some new writers, y'all. Listen up. Scream 8 has finally got some new writers. Cazadano says, doesn't sound too complicated. It's not, bro. It's not. It just takes a lot of patience. That's the only complicated part. You just sitting there and then your back hurting because you're going to be all scrunched up right there sculpting a mask, you know? But yeah, guys, so Scream 8 has found its writers. Let's read about it. So let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel. And following the release of Scream, OG Kevin Williamson's Scream 7, which, despite experiencing a troubled production marred by several controversies, is ranked in a franchise best 204 million at the global box office, it will surely come as no surprise that Deadline has today confirmed Scream 8 is officially in the works at Spyglass. And what's more, we already know who'll be writing the slasher saga's latest installment. Me, guys, me. Imagine after Williamson and Guy Busick penned Scream 7, which brought Neve Campbell, Sidney Prescott back into the franchise fold some 15 years after her last appearance in Scream 4. Not even 15 years. That's a lie, bro. She was in Scream 2022. She was in Scream 2022. What do you mean her last appearance? That's a lie already right there. Let's read it again. After the Williamson and after Williamson and Guy Busick's pen Scream 7, which brought Neve Campbell, Sidney Prescott back into the franchise fold some 15 years after her last appearance in Scream 4. Such liars, bro. She came out in Scream freaking 5. Whatever though. Scream 4 sisters Nora and Leela Zuckerman of Poker Face, and most recently the canceled Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. Canceled? Wow, that's not good. So they hired the writers of a canceled TV show. Damn, that's not good. I don't think that's good. Fame, we have come aboard. Okay, the canceled Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot fame have come aboard to pen the saga's 8th installment. We don't yet have any steer on where Zuckerman sisters are heading with Ghostface's latest appearance, but given the enthusiastic fan response to Scream 7, which lent into nostalgia for more comfortable and straightforward, somewhat less meta slasher joint, it would be very surprising not to see Campbell, Courtney Cox, etc. return for a more masked murder hijinks. With Mike Flanagan's new Exorcist movie, oh, there you go. We were just talking about Exorcist. There's gonna be a new Exorcist movie. Mike Flanagan. I think it's Exorcist Believer. Currently, oh no no no, wait, Mike Flanagan's new Exorcist movie currently shooting. Okay, yeah, so Mike Flanagan's new Exorcist movie currently shooting. Scary Movie 6 inbound this summer. The Oscars finally embracing horror, and no shortage of buzzy horror projects elsewhere on the horizon. Did you see that? Did you see that the new Backrooms trailer earlier today? The genre appears to have arrived into a new golden age. Only time will tell how Scream 8 carves out its place in this chiller renaissance. So yeah, Scream 8's got its writers, but I don't know if they're the best writers for the choice. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Apple Ricky says, remember that line Reagan says, what remember that line Reagan says what Kara's mother does in hell? I forgot, Apple Ricky, what did she say again? I haven't seen the movie in a while. Apple Ricky, could you repeat the line? I forgot. Castellano says, you did that impersonation well. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. I can't wait for you guys to see my Billy impression in my Scream 96 fan film. That's going to be awesome. Castellano says, Scream 9 needs a crazy plot twist. Something that's never been done before to have us all stuck in a trance. Yeah, maybe have Sydney's daughter the killer. Be Sydney, have Tatum be the killer, bro. Imagine if Tatum was the killer in Scream 9. Bro, that would be the most shocking reveal in the longest time, you know? If Tatum ends up being the killer. That would be the most shocking reveal of all time if her daughter Tatum ends up being the killer. But we know Hollywood will never do that. We know Hollywood would never do that. We know Hollywood would never do that. Twisted Hunt says, came up with that animatronic idea. You know the scene in Halloween 4 where Michael is trying to pull Jamie underneath the bed? I thought if a little girl gets pulled under the bed, include audio from H4. That would be cool, bro. That'll be awesome. That'll be a great seller, honestly. Twisted Heart says, and I make the girl look exactly like Jamie. That'll be awesome, bro. Hell yeah. You should do that, man. You should really do that. Calcitano says, I don't like that they cancel Buffy. Now they putting trust in someone that canceled. That's not a good move at all. I know, right? I know, bro. I could come up with like 4 or 5 Scream movies off the top of my head, bro. You know what I mean? Castellano says exactly. Hollywood wouldn't be bold enough to have Tatum be the killer. I know, bro. And my Scream 8, or my Scream 9, I would probably Scream 9. Probably Scream 9. If I was writing Scream 8 and 9, I would have Tatum be one of the killers. I would have Tatum be one of the killers by Scream 9. By Scream 9, we would reveal that Tatum was working with Stu the whole time, and that she was involved in the Fallbrook in the Fallbrook massacre in 2026 or whatever year Scream 7 takes place. But yeah, it would make sense why the killers didn't kill Tatum right away during the final reveal with Sydney. You know, it would make sense why you know, at the end of Scream 7, how the killers were just monologuing and stuff, you know, while they were pretending like they were gonna cut Tatum's throat, you know, but they didn't. That would make sense in Scream 9 why Jessica and the psychiatric hospital guy didn't kill her right away, because she was working with them, you know. She was part of the bigger picture, you know. That's what I would do on my Scream 9. I would make Tatum her. I would reveal her to be working with Stu. You know, that would be awesome. Castellano says, I feel like they should brought back Stu. They should have brought back Stu. Well, supposedly, they had shot an ending scene where Stu was there during the final reveal, but the test audience didn't like it or something, so that's why they cut it from the film, and that's why we ended up getting the reveal we got. Aporiki says YouTube keeps blocking it out. Blocking what out, Aporiki? blocking what out? Cloudnow says, I'm listening to Trump on Channel 10 right now. Why? What's he saying? 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 But yeah, bro, that's what I would do. I would definitely have Tatum be revealed as one of the killers in Scream 9. Her and Stu, or maybe have Stu be revealed in Scream 8. Have Stu be the reveal in Scream 8. Have him be the reveal, and then save Tatum for Scream 9. So still play Tatum off as an innocent victim in Scream 8, and then kill off Stu and Scream 8 during the reveal or something, and then reveal Tatum as the killer in Scream 9. You know, that's what I would do. Cloudnow says you're both live. Oh, that's crazy, right? What a coincidence. Aparenki says blocking out the line. Reagan says, oh yeah, because the algorithm's probably picking it up, and it's deleting it. Aparenki, yeah, the algorithm's probably picking it up and deleting it. My bad. It's not my fault. If it was up to me, I would let you guys cuss all you want, but it's like I don't own YouTube, you know. I'm just a guest here. Twisted Han says, you know how they're both there's booths, conventions, prop company. We will definitely have our own booth, and every prop will fit in a scene like a room. That'd be cool, bro. That'd be cool, bro. Hell yeah, man. I'd be definitely up for that, man. I would definitely hire you to make, like I said, animatronics for my films. Twisted Han says, example, I have a bunch of, for example, I have a bunch of toy killer props in a bedroom, and I have a bunch of butcher props and slaughtered corpses in a butcher room. Yeah, that sounds crazy. That sounds good. I have a bunch of flashing lights, too. That'll be wicked. Castellano says, Donald Duck, get on my nerves. His fake hair is in a horror movie itself. By the way, I call Donald Trump Donald Duck. Hey, bro, honestly, I like Donald Duck. He's cool. Don't ever compare him to the president, bro. Don't ever compare him to the president. I love Donald Duck. Apareki says, you're gonna die up there. You're gonna die up there. You're gonna die up there. Yep, there it is. I don't know. There it is. I don't know why he didn't delete it this time. I don't know why he didn't delete it this time. Castellano says, I also want to include strobe lights on all of our animatronics. Like when the props activate, the strobe will activate as well, and it will turn back off right when the props turn off. Awesome, bro. Sounds creative. Sounds really great. Castellano says Tasmanian Devil is a better character in Looney Tunes. Why Tasmania? He's cool too, though. Castellano says my fave, hands down. Tasmanian Devil. Cloudnout says he's talking about the troops are suggesting they finish off Iran with more bombs and addressing the war. That's cray cray. That's cray cray, bro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Twisted Hans retracted his message. Oh, why, Twisted Hans? Why? All right, guys, we got some Halloween game news. We got some new Halloween game news that I missed the other day as well. We got some Halloween game news that I missed the other day as well. Jose Gomez says, Frank, you look white. I look white? Well, I'm not white. I'm a Mexican. I'm a Mexican, bro. I'm a Mexican guy. Why do I look white, bro? I'm a brown Mexican. Maybe I have white facial features, I guess, cheekbones and stuff, but I'm a brown Mexican. Jose Gomez, how do I look white, bro? How do I look white, man? That's crazy. That's crazy. Uh, Twisted Han says, yes, can't wait for Halloween the game. Yes, I'm about to get into it right now. Hold on. Castellano says, hey, he's my favorite because he's always going on a mad one like a bull in a China shop. He's low-key savage. Yeah, he is. He is psychotic, huh? Tasmanian Devil is psychotic. Cosizado says, I heard about Halloween news too. Awesome, bro. Cosizado says, Frankie Latino. Yeah, bro. How do I look white? Anyway, but yeah, guys, we got some more Halloween game news. Game Rant. Look at, check it out. GameRant.com is reporting Halloween PAX East 2026 hands-on preview, a faithful take that feels too familiar. Jose Gomez says, maybe there's something wrong with me. Probably, bro. Twisted Han says, I swear I think YouTube blocked my message. I was before when I said yes, can't wait for a Halloween game. I don't know. YouTube's weird, bro. YouTube's weird, man. YouTube's weird. YouTube is weird. But yeah, the Halloween game. Clowndown says, Todd should use better latex. The imported additives rot easy. But since since they're mass produced, they want cheaper materials. Yes, that is true, bro. That is true. But if you know how to take care of your masks, they'll last you a while. They'll last you a while. They'll last you a while. So whenever you wear your mask, and if you're sweating in it, wipe the sweat from in it. The saltiness from the sweat dehydrates the hydration of the latex. So if you sweat inside your mask, wipe it down. The saltiness rots the latex. Also, don't have your masks in the sun for too long. If you're out shooting a scene or you're cosplaying out in the daytime, cool. But don't have your mask out in the sun too long, because the mask being out in the sun too long also rots it. It dries up. It dries up the chemicals that keep the latex moist. You know, it dries it up, and then it just turns into crispy, like freaking fried chicken looking latex. You know, I always have my masks in the shadows, in the dark. If we're shooting a scene out at daytime, we make sure we hurry the hell up and to get the sun out of the mask out of the sun. You know. But yeah, the toss masks will last you, bro. But you gotta know how to take care of them, bro. You gotta, like I said, you gotta wipe them from the inside. Like if you sweat and you're wearing it and you're sweating inside, wipe the sweat off. The saltiness from the sweat rots the mask. It kills the hydration of the chemicals of the latex. Also, having it out in the sun also kills the hydration in the latex. So yeah. Cosplay Zano says, I heard every time Michael kills in the game, he becomes stronger, just like the latest films. That's awesome. That actually makes sense for a game, you know? That actually makes sense in the game, you know? That actually makes sense in the game because it's a game. Cosizano says, hope copyright doesn't get the way of them implementing content from the Halloween movies. Yep. But I think it will, bro. I think this movie's solely based on the 78 film. I think it's solely based on the 78 film. That's why everyone and everything looks 70s, you know? Like all the characters, they have afros or Farrah Fawcett haircuts from the 70s, you know? That's why all the technology is 70s, the cars are 70s, you know? So I think it's based on the 78 mainly. Who knows, maybe later on down the line, you know? If you'll be able to get different skins from the different movies. Tristan On says, but I wonder if you foam fill a Michael Myers mask and put it on a homemade air-powered animatronic, will it rot if the prop has too many movements and being activated so many times? I don't think the mask will rot because of that. I think the mask will rot if you have it out in the sun. Twisted Hans, I don't think the mask will rot from the movements of the animatronic or anything like that. I think the mask will rot from having it, say you have the animatronic outside in like a display in the lawn, in the sun, in the daytime, and yes, that will cause the mask to rot. Is sun exposure. So keep your tots masks away from the sun. The masks that don't rot in the sun are the EU Ghostface masks. Those do not rot whatsoever, but they do yellow up. All right, so listen up, guys. The Halloween game. Developer Ilphonic is mostly known for making some really spooky, what is it? 1v4 asymmetrical horror multiplayer games based on existing properties. In 2017, they released a Friday the 13th game in which one player controls Jason Voorhees and the other players play as camp counselors. In 2020, they released Predator Hunting Grounds, in which one player controls Predator who faces off against military operatives. And more recently, they made Killer Clowns from Outer Space in 2024, where you guessed it, a group of clowns go up against humans trying to escape. The main difference is that the last one is that there are three clowns instead of just one single powerful entity. IllFonic is back again with yet another horror multiplayer game. This time around, it is based on the iconic film franchise Halloween, starting none other than Michael Myers, the terrifying and unkillable boogeyman, who is known for murdering his sister, gets taken to a sanitarium and then escapes to return to his hometown to kill even more people. And to make it even scarier, he comes back on Halloween. Now, if you're reading this, you probably don't need more lore dumps about Michael Myers and John Carpenter franchise. You want to know about the game coming out in October. So yeah, well, I had the opportunity to check out IllFonic's Halloween at PAX East 2026 in Boston the other day and spent some time playing as both Myers and residents of Haddonfield. While I did have some fun during the 20-minute session, I was left confused about what exactly sets Halloween apart from all the other asymmetrical games that have come out in the last decade. All right, listen up, guys. We're gonna get into it. Calzizano says the more he kills, the more impossible it becomes to stop him. Normally in the games like that, people troll, but now but it's not wise into Halloween. Best to escape after saving NPCs. Wait, what? The most kill, the more he kills, the more impossible he becomes to stop him. Normally in the games like that, people troll, but it's not wise. It's not wise to in Halloween. Best to escape after saving NPCs. That is true too, though. Aporiki said, "I'm gonna get possessed in my fan film. Let's go! Hell yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Let's go." Cloudnow says, "Hopefully it's not unhealthy, and the cheap chemicals won't cause bad reactions to your skin or anything." That is true too. That is true too. Twisted Han says, bro, new prop concept. Remember the scene in Clown in a Cornfield where Frendo impales a guy with a pitchfork? Have a clown lift the guy in the air with the pitchfork. That would be great too, bro. That would be great too. Cloudnow says the Tots latex. Cloudnow says, see ya, cousin. Gotta get back to work. Take care, Cloudnow. See you next time, bro. Cazizano says, hope Michael Myers can drive in the game, just like in the film. Potential maps like the Smiths Grove, Lindsay and Tommy house has maps. Yeah, that would be cool, right? Him driving around like Grand Theft Auto, and the Tommy Doyle house, and the Lindsay and the Smiths Grove. That would be cool too. Apple says, I can do a great possession act. Awesome, Apple. Awesome. So yeah, we're right here talking about the Halloween game. So it says stalking. Stalking as Michael. The first thing I want to mention about my demo experience is that for whatever reason, the frame rate took a significant hit when playing as Michael Myers. Playing as one of the resident survivors felt way smoother and more stable. I know the game is coming out in about 5 months, and I expect the issues to be rectified. But it still left a sour taste in my mouth. The basic premise of playing Myers is that you need to go around the suburban neighborhood of Haddonfield and use your powers to stalk the residents and eventually kill them to prevent them from escaping, or worse, sending Myers back where he came from. Myers walks very slowly, as any horror villain should, but he also has a special ability that lets him move forward really quick, like a spectacle ghoul, to sneak around the streets. To get the upper hand to the other players. However, you can only use the move when you're out of the light and not in the line of sight of another player. So you also can't back out of the ability in these situations either. So you can't just spam the move and go right up to a player and get your stab on. It's mostly meant to provide faster travel outside instead of always having to walk slowly. There's also a cooldown on it too. Awesome, that sounds cool. That sounds so cool, dude. At the start of the round, you get objectives to kill several different NPCs in town. And if you succeed, you will get extra rewards at the end of the match. These NPCs are usually just hanging around inside their homes. They are pretty defenseless, but killing them will also make it easier to catch the other players, because the residents can get assistance from said NPCs. For example, the other players can speak to them and ask them to call 911 to get cops involved, and these NPCs will cause way more trouble for Myers since they actually attack you and start shooting without a moment's notice. Something that was really annoying during my time at Myers is that what the heck? All right, after that, something that was really annoying during my time at Myers is that during my time, this guy spelled typing error. Something that was really annoying during my time as Myers is that it took a couple of moments to tell which townsfolk were AI controlled and which were human controlled players. There didn't seem to be any indicators telling me what was what, so I just had to watch their movements, figure it out. Of course, once they start running away from me or attacking me with calculated movements, I knew who was who. In my experience, check it out, guys. Look, there's like some gameplay right here. Look at that. That looks so cool. There's like some gameplay. Look at that. Look at that. It looks so cool. So it says, in my experience, Myers has only his knife at his disposal. Still, I saw the gameplay trailers that you can pull off some interactable kills, like slamming someone's head into a refrigerator door or placing someone on a weight bench and using the equipment to end their life. I didn't pull any of these off in my demo, nor did I experience it when I played as one of the survivors. But from what I can tell, these can be easier to perform if you stalk the residents without making them aware of your presence. I'm not sure exactly how it all works, but you get more points as Myers when you watch other players from the outside acting like a super creepy killer. If you end up getting attacked by the residents or the police, which can easily happen due to all the different weapons they can find by looting, Myers will eventually get stunned and fall to the ground for a few seconds, giving other players time to escape and work towards finding an exit. The amount of damage that Myers can take before taking a fall felt pretty fair to me. So I never felt overwhelmed or defenseless. In fact, because the residents have the option to hurt Michael in a bunch of ways, I liked it compared to other games of this nature, like Dead by Daylight, where the killer feels, or compared to survivors who can pretty much only run away and hope to live another day. Surviving as a Haddonfield resident. Check it out, guys. Look, surviving as a Haddonfield resident. It's a character getting stalked by Michael. So yeah, I enjoyed my time as one of the survivors much more than my time playing as Michael Myers, because there's a lot more to do. Apparently, not only can you win a match and easily finding a hatch, but you can also leave via car. And if you work extremely well, your teammates and the police, you can actually apprehend Michael and lock him up in the back of a cop car to send him back to the sanitarium temporarily, of course. In my two gameplay sessions, Myers came out on top both times. But as I said, it feels like you have more of a chance to survive and escape than you do in other asymmetrical horror games. You can search through so many drawers and cabinets, boxes around the neighborhood to find pistols, rifles, shotguns, throwing darts, uh, melee weapons, and more things to defend yourself against the boogeyman. He cannot die. If you work together, you can really get the jump on him, knock him down a peg, and show him who's boss. We didn't get many details on this during the demo, but there will be a progression system for the survivors, and each survivor will have unique perks and abilities that set them apart. I expect some characters to have more power in their attacks, for example, or another player who has higher chance of finding a certain weapons. Besides trying to escape from Myers, one of the residents' main roles is to find the NPC neighbors and speak with them to get them to call the police or ask for help in other ways. There's literally a dialogue box that appears when you talk to them, which can feel out of place when they have mass murder coming after you. And I'm not so sure if you can find a way to contact the authorities without the help of NPCs, which is a little weird. There are phones all over the place for crying out loud. Another negative I have with the NPCs is that they move so irrationally. Even when Myers is around, they're saying random things and doing random things in their home and are just kind of there to help you. The system feels undercooked, and because it's so central to the matches play out, that the lack of polish is hard to ignore. Again, this could be something that gets fixed down the line as the developers get closer to launch. All in all, if you like the Ilphonics past games like Friday the 13th and other games of this genre like Dead by Daylight, and there's some fun to be had here, especially with friends on Discord. I did laugh quite a bit with how ridiculous it all is. Uh, the uh, the the concept is still hard to beat, but I hope the final release has more polish and shine and can differentiate itself from these other games in a big way. We'll see what happens when Halloween launches on October 8th. So yeah, bro, that's crazy. That sounds great. It sounds awesome. It sounds like it's gonna be a fun game. It sounds like it's gonna be a fun game. Let me see what I missed. Castellano says, I know one map already, though. Awesome, bro. Aporiki says, don't know if Linda Blair would be proud of me. Who knows? Hopefully, Apple, who knows? Twisted On says, Michael Myers in light and high quality footage, not scary. Michael Myers in darkness and VHS, low quality, terrifying. Yes, yes, that is true, bro. That is true. Castellano says, we get a map that has a club in it. Wait, what? Castellano says, we get a map that has a club in it. It was teased in the screenshots months ago. Reminds me of Rob Zombie's Halloween. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I didn't know about that one. Castellano says Michael's breathing needs to be perfection. That's just the fanboy in me. Yeah, they gotta get Nick Castle to go in there and record that breathing again, huh? Yup, and at it. Aporiki says, I time frame. Then my friend, boyfriend said, that must have been that Linda Blair. Wait. Oh, the time I farted. Okay, I get you, Aporiki. Castellano says, when I get the Halloween game, I'm gonna have my brightness low as fuck, so I can get that true ambience feeling. Awesome, bro. We'll play together, man. Castellano says, find it cool that Michael can pick up weapons around the map and use them. Yeah, right. That's awesome. Pariki says, what would happen if I brought Linda Blair a shit with a cross in it for revenge gift? She'd probably be really mad at Pariki. Castellano says, first place I'm going in the Halloween game is Myers' house. You gonna get the game? Of course, bro. Of course, of course. I'm more excited for that now than GTA 6. GTA 6 is now an afterthought to me compared to the new Halloween game. GTA 6 is just an afterthought to me now compared to the new Halloween game. Definitely gonna get it. Twisted Han says Halloween, the game already sounds better than Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw games. Yeah, it does. I had the chains. I think I still have the Chainsaw game, or I had it. But it was cool, but it was kind of boring though. Castellano says, hell yeah, Frank. We playing, bro? PS5? Yeah, I got PS5. I got PS5, bro. Yeah, I got PS5. You bet we're playing, man. Oh yeah, we playing, bro. We playing, man. We playing. Once it comes out on October 8th, guys. The Halloween game comes out October 8th. We got 5 minutes left, guys. We got 5 minutes left here on the live stream. Castellano says next game, hopefully Nightmare on Elm Street. You could literally do anything with a game like that. Yeah, pretty much, right? Freddy's pretty much limitless, huh? Also, Hellraiser. I think there is a Hellraiser game coming out this year as well, though. Apple Ricky says, "Oh, she'd hate me forever. She'd be like, you're on my shit list." I wouldn't doubt it. Twisted Han says, "Whenever I get a new mask, I always just smell the mask because I love the smell of latex. It reminds me of me so much of how I wore a mask and went trick or treating with my parents growing up. Porches. Yeah, yeah, I remember. That's why I love smelling ghost face masks, bro. The smell of ghost face masks take me back literally to like 95, 96, 97, 98, 99 when I was a kid and my parents would take me to Halloween stores to buy all that stuff, you know? For I remember ghost face masks when they had the fantastic faces or the fearsome faces tags on them, you know? Cosizano says, "Take care, Frank. Catch you on Slasher Friday." Yeah. Take care, man. I'll see you on Friday. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We got 3 more minutes left, guys. We got 3 more minutes left on the live stream, guys. We got 3 more minutes left. We got 3 more minutes left. Aporiki says, "I want to get a Chucky in the hood." That would be cool. Chucky in the hood would actually work. I would actually love to see that as well. Twisted Han says, "See you on Friday, bro. Bye. Take care, guys. Take care." Aporeki says, "What if we get a bird, a bride of leprechaun or seed of leprechaun? That would be cool too." I'd go with bride of leprechaun better. I'd go with bride. When you're done, don't take the chair back. All right, thank you so much, Hollywood Horror Film Club, Ghostface, and Michael Myers Collectors, for joining me here on the channel on another episode of Horror Talk Wednesdays. Today was episode 67. Like I always say, please smash the like and subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot in the algorithm. Smash the bell notifications to be notified when I go live or upload new videos here on the channel. Also, follow me on Instagram for more horror content. Link down in the description of this live. And if you'd like to leave a donation to the channel, Cash App link down below as well. Sometimes we run out of props or fake blood and stuff for our fan films. But if you can't do that, just keep smashing the thumbs up, guys, all right? And I'll see you guys on Slasher Friday. I'll be live again on Friday, guys. I'll be live on Friday again for Slasher Fridays, episode 2, guys. So take care. I'll see you guys on Friday. Take care, everyone.